I made a vow to Tadenikawo, and destiny beckons on me to fulfill it. OONI of IFE, RAPS, GIESI elders. Yes, you heard me well. OONI of IFE made this very bold statement during his routine meeting with GIESI elders, who had, among other things, sought clarifications on the claims, of other Oloris concerning paying more attention to Queen Naomi. Yes, you guys are aware that all the Oloris have been going about complaining, lamenting to everybody that cares to listen, that Ooni of Ife no longer pays attention to them, that he now spends all his time, according to them, allegedly, that he spends all his time with Queen Naomi. But these people forget that, see, Kabiesi is a very, very busy man, and I'm sure a lot of you see his videos, in the social media. Yeah, he's always either commissioning or either launching or either partaking in one. I mean, sometimes I wonder where this man gets his energy from. So the small time left for him to spend, if he decides to use it to go to the royal mansion to spend time with his first son, Tadenikawo, and his beloved wife, Queen Naomi, so be it. So be it. Okay. After us, we'll be told in the past that it's only in the royal mansion that he gets his sanity. Because according to the story, every paraphernalia of authority, of royalty that is in the palace also exists in the royal mansion. Okay? And don't forget that the palace can be really very chaotic at times. And so, what we are told is that Kabiesi often, escape from that noisy place and just go to the ambience and the embrace of Tadenikawo and Queen Naomi in the royal mansion. Okay, so that is the story that is coming out at this time. They said they made this assertion, because of the avalanche of complaint. That is the Gese elders now. They were trying to find out from Ooni of Ife if all this avalanche of complaint from these Oloris is actually true and what he has to say about that. Don't forget that the Gese family have always got the back of Ooni of Ife because this is their own son. So they are duty bound to defend him. They are duty bound to ensure that everything goes well in his kingdom. But so, in the words of Kabiesi, because he gave them, according to the story, he gave them a very, very lengthy dream he had, or is it a trance now? So he went on this way. So, in the words of Kabiesi, I want to paraphrase what he said now. One day, I went to the royal mansion unannounced and saw Tadenikawo in the garden area, isolated more than ever before. He had requested to be left alone by his mom, who was watching him closely from a distance. Okay? So I also pretended I have not seen him, and I was observing him from a distance as well. And then this sudden trance, came upon me. In that trance, Tadenikawo wandered into a garden where he stumbled upon a hidden grove where a mysterious old man sat weaving a tapestry of shimmering threads. Okay? Intrigued by his finding, Tadenikawa approached him and asked him who he was and what he was doing in his father's house. Then they said, the Kabiyesi went further to say, in that trance, the old man smiled kindly and explained to Tadenikawo he was a weaver of destinies, okay, able to shape the fates of those he deemed worthy. Wow, wow. Tadenikawo begged him to end his loneliness, and after a moment of contemplation, the old man made him a solemn vow. Still on that trance now, they said only went further to say, Kabiyesi went further to say, I shall give you a younger sibling, and the sibling shall bring you joy. So it's the old man talking to Tadenikawo now in that dream. So Tadenikawo nodded eagerly as he started to anticipate the arrival of his newfound companion. At this point, the old man waved his hands over the tapestry, muttering ancient incantations, and filled the grove with a shimmery light. A few months later, still in that dream now, still in the trance, according to Kabiesi, a few months later, a baby was born with hair as black as night and eyes as bright as the stars. And Tadenikawo knew in his heart that that was the sibling he had been promised. Wow. By the time I was fully awake from this trance, this is Kabiesi talking now. By the time I was fully awake from this trance, I immediately proceeded to my son, Tadenikawo, and held him warmly with tears rolling in my eyes. And as I made attempt to conceal my tears, Tadenikawo joined me in crying. Right then and then, I did not need anyone to interpret the dream, the trance, for I got the memo. Wow, wow. So I made a vow, to give him a sibling. And the time to actualize that vow is now, not tomorrow. It was reported that the GIESI elders at this point were marveled, and they too had no choice but to promise to support him all the way. Wow, wow. What a trance that Kavisi had. What a trance. Even me that I'm not a professor, I don't know how to interpret dreams, I dream sometimes, but most time my dreams are usually neither here nor there. They are just there. So I may not be in a position to interpret this dream, but even as a layman, just hearing this trance that Kabiyesi had at the royal mansion, is everything is crystal clear. And the reality is that this trance of his resonate with a lot of us, because you and I know that Queen Naomi has just one child, which is Tadenikawo. Uh, most times, for mothers or parents who have a single child, it's always very difficult for those children to just have fun, because most times they are all alone, because if you look at the age bracket, their parents are usually very old, so that's that gap. So most of the kind of fun and play these kids would like to have, they hardly have it. So most time it is right when you say they become very isolated, kind of. And we all know that, look, this is not what KBC wants for Tadenikawo. I don't think this is what Queen Naomi also wants for Tadenikawo. And for me as a person, I think Tadenikawo deserves a sibling of his own. I'm not saying that his other brothers and sisters from other Oloris are not his brothers or sisters. That's not what I'm saying. They are still one. But the what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, there's this thing in Robos called Omenasa. In Yoruba, when you hear Omenasa, what it simply means is my own is different. Okay? Because when you have a brother or sister that you are of the same mom, usually the affinity, the closeness is usually different than when you have a brother or sister from a stepmom. Especially when you find yourself in that family unit where there's always turmoil, especially in this one, and one of the Oloris, one of the stepmom is already saying, my own crown is the double crown. So what that means is, in time to come, there might be serious tension in that palace if the situation is not properly managed. Okay, so that is why I'm so happy that, look, KBAC is taking it upon himself, to make sure that he fulfills that vow he has made to Tadenikawo by helping him with his own sibling. Like I said before, I said in Urobo land, there's what they call Omen. Is a popular name. It means, the name is Omenasa. Omenasa. And what does it mean? My own is different. Your own thing is usually different. So I want to thank KBAC for thinking this right. When I was going through this trance of this, I was almost shedding tears myself, because I can relate to this very, very well. I can relate to this, and I'm sure a lot of you who will be going through this video and go through it to the end, you will also be amazed and touched, by this connection between these two people. So for those people who are wondering about, saying that why is Oni spending more time with Queen Naomi, blah blah blah, I think they have heard it now. KBAC has made a vow with Tadenikawo, and according to him, in his own words, the time to actualize that vow is now, not tomorrow. Okay, so this is the story that came out at this time, and I felt so happy, when I was going through the story myself. Okay, so for those of you who have heard the story, what do you think? What do you think? Please kindly leave your comment in the comment section. Okay, I'll be back very soon. Bye bye.